They asked me to do most of the time oral sex or masturbation.
I mean, it's ridiculous. Why is there not anything being done about what's happening at Rikers Island?
Police released new video tonight of two Rikers Island correction officers being attacked.
There are numerous islands in New York, one of which has housed a notorious prison for more than 85 years. For better or worse, here is Rikers Island, a notorious prison with severe circumstances and well-known prisoners that serves as a symbol of the American criminal justice system. Many people are unaware of what actually occurs behind its walls, regardless of its well-deserved reputation. Even fewer individuals are aware of the island's enigmatic past, which is shrouded in controversy. Monitored by more than 9,000 police and a prison of more than 10,000 prisoners. The sea around this island hides it from view, but today we are going to find out about its dark past. Welcome to True Crime. Let's get started. The island. Rikers Island is a 413-acre prison island in the East River in the Bronx that contains New York City's largest jail. The island, named after Abraham Riken, who acquired the island in 1664, was formerly less than 100 acres in size, but it has subsequently expanded to more than 400 acres now. The island is politically part of the Bronx, although bridge access is only available from Queens. The island has been called New York's most famous prison and is home to one of the biggest mental and correctional institutions in the world. As of 2015, the facility, operated by the New York City Department of Correction, employed a workforce of 9,000 civilian officers, 1,500 other civilians, supervising 100,000 admissions each year, and even has a budget of $860 million a year with a daily population of 10,000 convicts. Prétrial defendants make up the majority of those in custody, and they are either remanded in custody or kept on bond. The remainder of the population is serving short terms after being found guilty. Due to Rikers Island's violent image, history of physical and mental abuse, and neglect of its prisoners, the New York City government has been the target of multiple court and press investigations that have resulted in decisions against it. Numerous inmate assaults on uniformed officers and other civilian staff members have occurred, frequently leaving victims with significant injuries. According to articles published in Mother Jones magazine, Rikers Island was listed as one of the 10 worst prisons in the country. In the 2010s, there was a recorded rise in violence on Rikers Island. 9,424 attacks occurred in 2015. Complex and facilities. The Rikers Island complex, which comprises 10 jails, houses local offenders who are awaiting trial, serving terms of 1 year or less, or who are temporarily housed there before transfer to another location. Therefore, by U.S. standards, Rikers Island is not a prison, which houses criminals serving longer terms. It can house up to 15,000 inmates, and also contains 10 of the 15 facilities operated by the New York City Department of Corrections. There are different facilities on the island for different inmates. Male inmates aged 18 to 21 make up the majority of those housed at Devoren. Although the island can house up to 15,000 prisoners, the typical daily population is roughly 10,000. But the daytime population even can reach up to 20,000. The island can only be reached by car from Queens. Prior to the bridge's construction, ferries were the only way to reach the island. Formerly referred to as the Rikers Island Infirmary, the North Infirmary Command is home to prisoners in need of exceptional protective care, as well as mentally ill prisoners and those going through drug detoxification. Additionally, the infirmary can accommodate excess prisoners from conventional populations. The rest of the facilities, all built in the last 67 years, make up this city of jails. It also contains a large composting facility. Some have referred to Rikers Island as the largest prison colony in the world. For comparison, Marmara Jail in European Turkey, which has 10,904 inmates, is the largest jail in Europe, and it occupies 256 acres. Abuse, neglect, and murder of detainees, inmates as enforcers. Correctional Officer Lloyd Nicholson was charged in February 2008 for using a chosen group of teenage inmates as enforcers under a regime called the Program and reportedly beating inmates himself. The prisoners use it as a control mechanism among themselves and as a test for other prisoners. An article in the Village Voice lists the many scandals that occurred at Rikers in 2008. The indictment of Correctional Officer Lloyd Nicholson in February for using prisoners as enforcers, and the suicide of 18-year-old Stephen Morales on April 27 in the high-security closed custody unit. Sexual assault. In a claimed July 2008 rape case that the Village Voice published on August 5, 2008, the accused victim stated that sometime before 6 a.m. on July 3rd entered her cell in the 1,000-bed Rose M. Singer Center while she was asleep. She claims the intruder sexually assaulted her after binding and gagging her with bed sheets. During the alleged assault, other prisoners might have served as lookouts. The officer discovered that she was lying on her back on the floor of her cell with bed sheets wrapped around her neck, mouth, and legs. One of the main questions is how the alleged assault occurred because she did not share a cell with anyone. No information regarding the inquiry is available from officials, and it is unknown if any arrests have been made. Officer Brutality. After being indicted by a Bronx grand jury, Captain Sherman Graham and Assistant Deputy Warden Gail Lewis were taken into custody by the New York City Department of Investigation on June 1, 2007. It is claimed that on October 4, 2006, Graham assaulted an inmate at the Robert N. Devoren Center for refusing to comply with strip searches. The assault happened in front of 15 trainees at the Correctional Academy, and afterward, Graham told the recruits to write on their use of force witness reports that he had attacked the inmate in self-defense after the inmate had punched him. Lewis, who was Graham's supervisor, did not intervene to stop the attack. A Bronx jury found Graham and Lewis guilty of all charges on May 14, 2012. Following the guilty decision, Graham's employment with the Department of Correction was terminated. On August 7, 2012, Graham and Lewis were both ordered to perform 500 hours of community service and pay $1,000 in fines. Solitary confinement. According to information from the New York City Department of Correction, over 14.4% of adolescents between the ages of 16 and 18 saw at least one period of solitary confinement. The average length of time young people were held in solitary confinement at Rikers Island was 43 days. More than 48% of the teenagers at this institution have been diagnosed with mental health issues. Following widespread public outrage over different jail abuses, a law was approved on August 28, 2014, to increase monitoring of the use of solitary confinement at Rikers Island. The prisoners housed in Rikers' solitary confinement section are referred to as Bing monsters, and the facility itself is called Bing. Finally, life on Rikers Island is a source of both curiosity and controversy. Rikers Island is home to a sizable number of prisoners and is one of the biggest prisons in the country. Our thoughts and prayers go out to those involved. We hope you enjoyed our true crime overview of in-depth look at life on Rikers Island, Hell Plain and Simple. Be sure to be a true crime subscriber and hit the bell icon to never miss another true crime video. Leave a comment and a like to show your support. Until next time, stay safe. And if you have a true crime story you would love to see, please be sure to leave in the comments below. We look forward to seeing you in our next video.